Superman issue number 18. Written by Brian Michael Bendis, with pencils by Ivan Reis, inks by Joe Prado, colors by Alex Sinclair, and letters by Dave Sharp. And this book is titled Truth, because this is the truth of when Clark Kent, he is outing himself to the world as Superman. And the truth is, I can't even begin to describe just how frustrating this book is. First off, just even doing a story like this just shows how Brian Michael Bendis is just flat out of ideas, and this book is nothing but pure shock value. And with Bendis' Superman run being one of the most underwhelming runs of Superman in current memory, for me at least, this is something that, of course, got the headlines, it's getting the media attention, it's being treated like this big, huge deal that's just gonna change the face of Superman and open him up to many, many new different stories. Which brings me to one of my first points, and that is this is being treated like a good thing. In the panel / page where Superman is giving this huge speech to the world, and he's finally outing himself as Clark Kent, you just see in the center, like, the heroes like the Justice League, you got Batman and so on, and they're all smiling like, yay, this is a good thing, this is a good thing, you know? And Superman saying, hey, I'm Clark Kent, but I like being a reporter, so I'm still gonna be Clark Kent. So, you know, next time you see me coming to save somebody, you know, don't just see Superman, but also see Clark Kent. And it's the whole thing about him still being a reporter. How is that even going to work? It can't. You know, one of the things that was great about Clark Kent as a reporter and nobody knowing he was Superman was that he's able to get into other places. He's able to kind of, you know, sleuth around as a reporter, uncover information about, you know, crimes that otherwise people would just look at Superman and just kind of be like, yeah, we're not going to tell you much of anything, you know, especially if we're the bad guys. Now, every time he goes somewhere as Clark Kent and he's trying to collect any kind of information, the bad guys or whoever he's, you know, who might be protecting bad guys, people he's trying to get information off of or anything like that, they're not going to be truthful with him. I mean, crap, they wouldn't be truthful with Clark Kent, but at least he could blend in more because Clark Kent is more unassuming. You know, there might be something that he's able to find out as Clark Kent that Superman would not be able to. And then coming to another issue I had with the book is that Lois Lane outs Superman to Jimmy Olsen before Superman / Clark Kent has a chance to do it himself. So there's this moment where Superman, he's going around and like goes to Perry White, tells him that he's Superman. You know, it's an emotional moment. You know, he gives him a hug, that's great. Then he goes over, tells Jimmy, and Jimmy's just kind of like, oh, really? Is this a joke? And stuff like that. But then it turns out Jimmy was playing the whole time, and Superman's just like, you knew? And he's like, yeah, Lois told me earlier this morning. And then Superman, he goes to see Lois, and he's absolutely furious with her, as he has every single right to be, because Brian Michael Bendis has written one of the worst Lois Lanes I have ever seen, ever put to a page. This Lois Lane, she does not care about her husband, because over the course of Superman and even during Event Leviathan, she outs personal superhero information without consulting her husband. She goes off into space and comes back to Earth without even telling her husband. And now she's taking the biggest secret that he has and tells Jimmy Olsen and uses the excuse, I just knew him longer than you and he deserved to know the truth. I'm sorry, but in any other setting, in a real world scenario, that would not work. Superman should have railed into her a little bit harder and told her this was not your secret to tell, because we also as the audience were robbed of a very emotional scene between Superman and Jimmy. And instead, that entire scene just gets played up for laughs. And then, of course, the biggest issue is that Brian Michael Bendis did this as a publicity stunt, and he has showed that he does not understand Clark Kent. Because that's the thing, Superman is not Superman. Superman is Clark Kent. He may have been born on Krypton, but he was raised on Earth with humans under the name Clark Kent. Whatever experiences that Clark Kent underwent, it happened to Clark Kent. It did not happen to Superman. Clark Kent is the person. Superman is the persona that he projects to the world. Superman is perfect. Clark Kent is fallible. He can make mistakes. And I could just go on and on and on and on about all the reasons that I dislike this book, but I gotta put the stamp on it. Superman issue number 18 gets the ultimate fail ribbon. So Superman issue number 18, have you read this book? I would love to hear your thoughts. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you like this video, I'd love it if you'd smash that like button, share it with some friends, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and ring that notification bell for more comic book content. And if you're wondering what to watch next, consider one of these 2 videos. All right, take care, have a great day, and as always, stay geeky.